Hi! We are Miruna and Bobby with our Westie puppy Sami. We just bought a sailing boat in Greece and we are looking forward to spend a few months here working remote and sailing in the Greek islands. We are leaving behind the port of Skala and we are headed to the marina in Lavrio, where we plan to stay for a while. Today we'll be sailing for 9 hours. We left early in the morning for that reason, so that we can make the best of the weather conditions. We also caught one of the best sunrises ever.
Wherever I go, it's the same. There's no excuses.
Sami is right now downstairs in the bedroom because it's safer for him to be there when we leave and when we come. There's a lot of maneuvers going on and he has no place here. So now I'm gonna go and get him. I had to tie this door like this because the last time it opened and Sami was in the middle of the living room. Before I take Sami up, I'm gonna put on his life jacket. One of my greatest fears when we're sailing is Sami falling off the boat. Even though we have a protective net all around the boat and he's always tied with a leash. So maybe I'm overreacting, but I don't care. His safety comes first. So I took Sami for a walk earlier just to make sure that he does his business and that he'll be comfortable for the long day ahead of us. I made him a comfy spot right here. He's got some pillows and his favorite blankets. And he's tied with this leash just to make sure that he's not going anywhere. And I think he's gonna be just fine. He seems quite comfortable, don't you? We are motorboating for 9 hours until we get to our destination. The reason why we're not putting the sails up is because we had an issue with the mainsail rope. It's complicated, but the bottom line was we had to take the old one out and we couldn't find a new one to replace it. So basically we cannot get the mainsail up, so we need to go by engine. been 2 hours since we left, and right here we have the second biggest island in Greece. It's the second biggest island in Greece after Crete. It's called Evia. Captain, can you tell us more about this island?
If you look at the map, it actually seems like it's part of the continent. And that is because the separation between the island and the continent is actually a small channel of around 30-meter width, which is covered by a moving bridge that allows sailing vessels and boats to pass from time to time. And the reason why it's from time to time is that in Halkis, where the bridge is, there's a specific thing that happens, which is unique to the Mediterranean from what I know, and it's the fact that you have a tidal current. So at specific times of day, there is a current that goes with quite enough speed from one side to the other of the bridge, and you need to wait for the moment that the tidal current is in the direction that you want to. It's really interesting to see, and if you have the chance, go and see it. Halkis, Evia, the tidal current.
I can see it in your eyes. I can feel it in your touch. I can hear it in your voice, though you haven't said that much. Through an empty bottle, I can see it all so clear. All these broken pieces will be scattered in the wind.
The nice thing so far is that the sea is quite calm, so there's no seasickness today. Everything is good. There is a little bit of wave, but not, not a lot. The not so nice thing is that our tools on board aren't calibrated. We didn't get to do that. We're gonna do it once we get in the marina.
Go there, basically.
Yeah, this is why
We're moving the boat to be in a place where it's easy to find people that can calibrate the instruments, that can change some of the lines that have a specific way of being tied one to the other. And there are some things that are easier to be solved if we go closer to Athens. So we're going into that direction, closer to Athens at some point.
Yeah, so the problem with that is that the autopilot is not working. So this boat should be able to go on autopilot. You set the direction and it does its job. You just sit and watch for other boats and make sure that everything's okay. But you don't need to be at the helm all the time. Well, because our autopilot isn't working, it basically thinks that we should go into the coast, into land. So if you put on the autopilot, it turns around the boat and it just drives you into the coast. So that means each of us has to stay at the helm for the whole journey of almost 9 hours. Other than that, it's a lot of fun. We're enjoying it.
Sort of.
Sort of enjoying it.
And just when we were enjoying it more, we had an unexpected problem. We've been out at sea for about 4 hours when this happened.
Having a problem with the engine. We don't know what it is. It just starts to make this long beeping sound. So we stopped it and we called somebody who maybe could help us figure out what it is.
Yes, we have a problem. we see an icon of a battery with an exclamation sign on the engine. Love you. In about 4 hours. Okay. Okay. So what do I do now? How fast should I go? Don't go higher than 2000 RPM. I went around 2200. I stopped the engine for how long? So I just turned the engine on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool, man. Bye. So we might have one of two problems. Either the battery is a little bit too old and it's causing problems, or there is somewhere there is a contact that gives the battery more power than it should. So right now the battery is getting more power than we should have. So what we need to do is hold it below 16 volts. It's now at 15.5, and hold it there. If it goes over, I just turn off the engine for like 10-15 minutes, then turn it on again, and so on and so forth until we have around 4 more hours to our destination. So we need to manage that.
So how fast does that mean we can go in knots?
Around 5 knots.
Okay, so we were going 6 when that started.
Yeah.
That was a little bit of a scare because we didn't know what was happening, and stopping the engine in the middle of the sea is not a good idea because you have no control over the boat and the wind can just take you anywhere. So luckily it's quite empty right now. There's not a lot of boats around, so that's good. So we're good. Sami is asleep. He didn't really react in any way. So that's good.
Night for hours just to please you. You don't know how much I need you. 'Cause you're my home away from home, away from home, away from being alone. Run away from home, why don't you? 'Cause I did the same just for you. You don't know how much I love you. 'Cause you're my home away from home, away from home, away from being alone. If it isn't meant to be, you'll still be here eternally. I don't wanna say.
At this point we have 3.5 more hours to go. Sami is slowly starting to wake up, but he's still very lazy. And I'm looking here and I need to keep this direction here and make sure that the angle here is good, which right now it is. And the trick is having a
Point of reference.
point of reference.
A physical point of reference.
Yeah, so taking a physical point of reference, which mine is at the end of the shore there, at the end of the continent. And I need to keep that on the same line with the mast of the boat. That's it so far. It's not very exciting, not much happening. We did see a turtle a while ago, which was exciting. And that's about it. Look who's up! What's happening here?
Sami, what's up, man?
So we've got 2 more hours to go and the engine beeped again. And we don't know why, because we kept the RPM really low and we had less speed, so everything,
Not really. In the last hour or so, we didn't keep the
RPM was under 2000.
No, it was around 2000 and a little bit.
Okay, so when it happened, it was 1800 or something. So I thought it was lower. But yeah, so now we stopped the engine and it's quiet, which is really nice. But also, it's not so good because it shouldn't do that. Sami? Look how quiet it is though. You could hear a pin drop. So what I'm doing is going to check if the voltage here is lower. 14.5.
14.5?
Yeah. So it's lower, so that's good. It was 15.8. So I brought Sami's Kong and a few treats to give him. Maybe he's gonna have something to keep him busy. Sami, ceva bun. Ceva bun means something good in Romanian, something yummy. Ceva bun. You found one. Is it good? Oh. There's more. There's more. I think this is a great idea for long trips like this, to keep him busy. And also he doesn't need to move a lot, so he can just stay in one place and work on his food. Now, I didn't give Sami his breakfast this morning, and I won't give him any kibble until we get to our destination, because I thought in case there's any swell and he gets seasick, I don't want him to, you know, to get really sick and vomit. So that's why he skipped his breakfast. You done? Yeah. It's gone.
I've got some fresh water here in case he wants it. But it looks like he's not thirsty right now. So I'm gonna try again later. The sun is right above us right now and there's not much shade in our cockpit. You may remember in one of our previous videos I got Sami a sun hat and goggles to keep him protected from the sun. Well, now is just the perfect time for him to wear them. After 9 hours of sailing, we finally arrived to our destination and we couldn't be happier. We are in the marina in Lavrio, which will be our home base for the next few weeks. As we arrived, we already saw another dog on the pier, so hopefully Sami will have other puppy friends to play with. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed our journey. If you did, please leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you. As usual, please click the thumbs up button to like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, bye!